I started forgetting things last year. Small things at first. A phone number. A childhood nickname. The smell of my grandmother's cooking. Things you don't realize are disappearing until you reach for them, and nothing's there. Everyone told me it was stress. Work. Screens. Overstimulation. You've got too much on your mind, they said. Just disconnect for a while. But how do you disconnect from yourself? The first real red flag came on my birthday. My brother showed up with a photo album, old stuff from when we were kids. He opened a page, pointed to a picture of us in a treehouse, and said, "You remember this?" I didn't. I smiled and nodded. But inside, it was blank. Not blurry. Not vague. Just nothing. No smell of pine wood. No sound of the wind. No image of the treehouse at all. But that wasn't the scary part. The scary part was that I didn't feel like I was missing anything. Later that night, I went online, curious. I typed in, memory retrieval services. What came up wasn't medical. It was commercial. An ad popped up. Your memories. Backed up. Owned forever. A sleek logo. A startup I'd never heard of, Neurovault. I clicked. They claim to preserve emotional experiences, not just data. They use terms like deep sentiment mapping and neural echo capture. It sounded ridiculous until I saw the client testimonials. People crying, laughing, saying they gave me my childhood back. And then I saw my own face in the ad, smiling, laughing, saying they gave me my childhood back. I never recorded that video. I called the company. A cheerful synthetic voice answered. "Welcome back, registered user 210047B. How can we support your memory experience today?" I said, "I'm not a user." They said, "Your profile has been active since 2023. Tier 2 memory access. Most recent upload, 6 days ago." I asked what I had uploaded. They paused, then responded, "Due to privacy restrictions, we can't disclose memory details without proper biometric confirmation." I asked what that meant. They said, "To protect you from yourself." And hung up. That night, I tore through my apartment. Old journals. Childhood photos. Birthday cards. I was looking for proof. Not of what I remembered, but of what I still owned. I realized something horrifying. Every image, every document, every saved voicemail, it was all digital. Cloud-based. Synced. Connected. And when I tried to access some of them, I got error messages, access revoked. Memory archived. Original owner status, disputed. How can you dispute ownership of your own life? I contacted a friend of mine, a journalist who used to cover AI ethics. She came over, ran diagnostics on my devices, even scanned the smartwatch I'd worn for years. She looked pale by the end of it. "Your neural patterns have been mapped," she said. "Continuously. Every time you opened a memory-linked file, interacted with a nostalgic image, listened to an old voicemail, the system wasn't just storing it. It was learning how you feel." "Why?" I asked. She didn't answer right away. Just showed me something on her tablet. A database. Thousands of memory clips from different users. Different names. Different lives. but I recognized some of them. Because they were mine. One video showed my 5th birthday, the way I remembered it. The cake. The song. My dad's voice off camera. Except it wasn't me in the video. Same moment. Same setting. Different child. My memories were being resold. Reused. Reskinned. Streamed. As entertainment. As therapy. As training data for synthetic empathy systems. People weren't buying my photos. They were buying how I felt about them. I went dark after that. Deleted accounts. Destroyed devices. Moved offline. I thought I could stop the bleeding. Hold on to what was left. But the damage was done. I started waking up with memories that weren't mine. A winter cabin I've never visited. A dog I never owned. A woman's voice saying, "Come home," even though I live alone. Some of them were beautiful. Warm. Comforting. But they weren't real. Not to me. I found a forum, hidden, encrypted, full of people like me. They call themselves the Unwritten. Each one had experienced memory erosion. Synthetic nostalgia. Emotional bleed. One man swore his wedding day was replaced. The vows were the same, but the face beside him changed. They swapped my wife, he said. And now I can't remember the real one. Another woman had lost her trauma. Literally. She had PTSD from a car crash, until one day, the flashbacks stopped. But so did the rest of her memories. I paid to forget, she said. But I didn't know they'd take everything else. And one user, the admin, left a final post before disappearing. It said, "Memories are currency now. And if you don't protect yours, someone else will spend them." I started recording everything manually. Pen and paper. Polaroids. Handwritten letters. I even wrote down dreams. Conversations. Smells. It helped for a while. Until I got a knock at the door. A man in a gray coat. No ID. No smile. He handed me a tablet. "Review and confirm," he said. It was a contract. With my name. My face. My signature. It said I had voluntarily entered a sentimental licensing agreement. That I had sold my memory pattern to a third-party development fund. I asked who they were. He said, "You. But before you deleted yourself." I told him I never signed anything. He smiled, finally, and said, "That's the beauty of synthetic memory. If we can replicate the emotion, the context, and the narrative, the signature doesn't have to be yours. It just has to feel like it was." I slammed the door. But the tablet stayed behind. Still glowing. "Welcome back, user 210047B. Would you like to remember what you've forgotten?" Now I don't know what's real anymore. Some days I look in the mirror and feel like a guest in my own body. Like I'm living someone else's highlight reel. I'll hear a song and start crying. Not because it means something, but because I was taught that it should. I'll see a stranger and feel an ache in my chest, a longing for a memory we never shared. Here's the worst part. Sometimes I miss the fake memories. They were better. Sharper. Easier. Real life is messy. Faded. Incomplete. But when you start trading truth for clarity, you lose something deeper. You lose you. So, I'm telling you this because it might already be happening to you. Have you ever forgotten something that should have mattered? Have you ever remembered something perfectly, but no one else recalls it the same? That's not nostalgia. That's replication drift. The first sign your memories are no longer yours, just copies of themselves. If you feel something slipping, write it down. Speak it. Sketch it. Tattoo it if you have to. Because once a memory is gone, once it's absorbed, licensed, optimized, you don't just lose the moment. You lose the version of yourself that lived it. And that version might be the last real one left. So before you forget, like this video. Subscribe if you still believe your thoughts are your own. Share it with someone who trusts their cloud a little too much. And in the comments below, tell me this. What's one memory you'd never sell, even if the world offered you everything in return? Because if we don't protect our stories, one day we'll wake up inside someone else's.